Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. And here we are back again with KOTE Series 6. This is the first round of the cut. We're in the fourth cut because we finished 2 and 2. This is the deck that I'll be playing against today. There is some decent amber control in it, but none of it is mass amber control. So rad pennies will both steal 1, shoulder amber will most likely steal 1 from you. The Anthony captures everything you have and then slowly gives it back to you. Faust the Great is good for increasing key cost, but yeah, if I get to 20 amber, it's going to pose a problem for my opponent. And also as well, the fact that this deck is so good at actually gaining amber, the Doorstep to Heaven and the Too Much to Protect that I have could be quite useful and could collectively take a chunk away from my opponent and also give a lot to me. So yeah, decent creature control, you know, not bad, but equally nothing to particularly shout about or scream about, just average, although more damage related, to be fair, than, you know, a wipe like, say, Axiom of Grisquish isn't there, or Gateway to Dist. The Amphora capture is going to be interesting because it's a double-sided thing, but I haven't got that much capture. Most of mine is lose or steal, whereas my opponent will have capture, so that'll probably benefit them more than me when they capture and then pass it back to my creatures as their creatures get destroyed. So yeah, an interesting looking deck, a strong looking deck as well, obviously, and let's see how we go against it. So here we are into the game. I'm not feeling that instantly because Nerve Blast and Ronnie wrist locks. Am I really going to be able to steal 2 on turn 1? So despite it being, you know, 4 cards that you can play on turn 1, I'm not feeling that. I don't think that's a great set of cards. So I've gone for the mulligan. That's a little bit better. I mean, the Gamgee obviously does have a Reap Steal ability, but it's quite easy to take out with it being a 2 power, even though it is elusive. So yeah, that could have been worse. My opponent's played down the Galeatops on their turn 1, and I am going to play the Rad Penny, the Gamgee, and the other Bad Penny to try and fish for a little bit of creature control, maybe, to see if he's going to return them to my hand and try and club my hand, or if not, try and get a little bit of value about them before they start to club the hand. So this time he's gone into Star Alliance, played a Mutagenesis Researcher, a Sense Chief Garcia, and then he's passed the turn to me. So yeah, played that Hidden Stash and archived the Doorstep to Heaven. That's quite fortunate for me, getting that card and the only archive card I've got to get it stashed safely away in my archive early. And then yeah, I'll just reap for 3. Play Magna Knife, and that's a pretty decent start. Yeah, pass the turn. My board's not quite as good as his because all my creatures are weaker, but see what happens. So he's gone back into Sanctum, he's played Dreadbone Decimus, and then he's killed the Magna Knife. He's played a Citizen Shriek, so exalted it to steal 1. Then he has killed one of the Bad Pennies and returned it to my hand. Obviously shame about the Smith because I'm not going to get much value out of the Smith there. Unfortunately, the Bad Penny coming back and the Magna Knife that he killed, and the fact that he's got 5 creatures down is not going to allow that to trigger. So it's a toss-up between, do I go into the Sanctum or do I go into the Brobnar, or do I play the Shadows? I've gone for the Shadows just to try and get some cards at hand. Played the Whistling Darts, discarded the Bad Penny because I don't want them clogging me up. Reap with the Gamgee, Reap with the other Bad Penny, and then pass the turn. That Whistling Darts is annoying because that Coward's End would have wiped everything had I not put the Whistling Darts on there. But oh well. the Whistling Darts could have been the difference between sorting some of those creatures out. So he's gone into Star Alliance and Reap with the Sensor Chief Garcia, played Layer the Land and drawn a card thanks to that, played Particle Sweep, which does 2 damage to Gamgee. Then he's used the Mutagenesis Researcher to fight Bad Penny, passed that back to my hand. Then he's played Anthony, which captures quite a lot of my amber, if not all of it. So this time I'm going to go with Brobnar. I'm going to play the Coward's End just to get rid of the Anthony and get that amber back to me quickly. Obviously it'll chain me a little bit, it's not the end of the world. Play down the Ogopogo, which he hasn't got anything strong enough to kill. Play down the Calfine as well. Play the Smith, get on check, and either force him to use Star Alliance or use a bit of amber control to take me off check. So he's gone to Shadows. So probably going to see some sort of cards with steel abilities come in. So Opportunist to capture 1, Shoulder ID, Rad Penny to steal 1. So obviously Shoulder ID's taunting Rad Penny, although that's not a bad thing because I don't particularly want to kill Rad Penny so it can go back into his deck. So I've gone into Brobnar. The Pound is going to take out a couple of Star Alliance creatures and gave me the amber that they had on them. I could have gone the Doorstep, but I didn't quite feel too good about it, just because I'm leaving a massive board and I'm only playing 1 Sanctum creature if I do that. Whereas if I play out some of these Brobnar, I can get going with a bit of creature control. You know, thin his board down a little bit. It's kind of not worth fighting into the Shoulder ID with a Calfine because I'm going to basically let him steal 1 and not kill it, meaning I'm going to have to do it do another time to it and probably lose 1 that way. So I've decided to Reap with it and push for the key, get to 8. So my opponent's going to forge for 6. I'm in check on 8. He's gone into Saurian, he's played Chant of Hubris to take an amber off one of his creatures and put it onto mine. Then he's played Console Primus, Dero Centurion who captures 1. Then he's put the Gaileatops into Ogopogo. I've forged the key there. So 1 key all now. I mean, obviously I don't want to be playing too much to protect just yet. Again, the Calfine's doing the 2 damage to neighbours. Could be good here. So I've gone for the Brobnar for that. I'm going to fight one of these Calfines into Console Primus to kill Console Primus and almost kill Gaileatops. I don't want to put a Calfine into Shoulder ID because, as I say, it just steals 1. So yeah, obviously what you prefer to do is put it into Gaileatops so it survives, but Shoulder ID is preventing that. Or put it into Rad Penny. I've decided to Reap with it instead, and then I'll play down the Drummer Note, reclaim the damaged Calfine, put the damaged Calfine back down again, then pass my turn. Now with the Vault Keeper and Mother Northel, the Doorstep may be worth a look. My opponent's gone into Star Alliance, they've played Lay the Land, drawn a card because of that. They've played a Disruption Field onto Shoulder ID, played Particle Sweep to deal 2 damage to Drummer Note, then played another one, then played a Hadron Collision, and that all together has as done for Drummernaut. And they've got to Cevin, so yeah, doorstep to take them off. Put down Mother Northel. Play take hostages, not that I'm going to get any value out of it. And then play the Vault Keeper, and now they can't steal any of my amber until they kill the Vault Keeper, which I think is a great creature. The times that that creature has almost won the game in this deck near the end of the game. They've gone into Shadows. Played Dark Wave, which has killed the Mother Northel. Then they've played a Nexus, gain 1, dealt a damage to the Vault Keeper. They've played discarded Protect the Weak. They've played Mug, played a Rad Penny, Reap with Shoulder ID, played Spike Trap, passed the turn to me, and as you can see they're on 12, so too much to protect, thank you very much. I'll have 6 of those. I'll play the Special Delivery despite the fact Nexus is probably going to use it. I've played the Bad Penny down. It's a real shame that I didn't have either my Nerve Blast or Runny Wristlocks there to take them off the key as well as that too much to protect, because that's really quite disappointing. So they've gone into Shadows, they've played Xenothief, game 1, dealt damage to Bad Penny, Reap with Shoulder ID, yeah, use the Nexus to activate the Special Delivery and then play Perplexing Sophistry. I've forged a key for 8 there. And we'll play the Spirit's Way, wipe their entire board, also put me on check. Stun the Rad Penny. Play the Sir Marrows. And basically now, unless they've got Faust the Great, I think that is their only amber control left. So if they haven't got that, I've won the game. Equally, maybe if I'd have drawn a Ronnie Wristlocks or a Nerve Blast there. There's the Faust the Great, so that increases the key cost to 7. And there's a Curse of Vanity, which is going to increase the key cost to 8. And as you can see there, I haven't got enough to remove the 1 because my Nerve Blast and my Ronnie Wristlocks are still in the deck. So yeah, that one at the end, it's just come down to who did draw their amber control and who didn't. My opponents played it well. The Disruption Field on the Shoulder ID worked well. That cost me a couple of amber. Obviously South the Great was the only option at the end there. If they hadn't have had that, they'd have lost. But yeah, quite a fast-paced game. The Too Much to Protect was big, although the fact that I didn't have a Nerve Blast or a Ronnie Wristlocks or anything like that to go with it was a bit of a shame. But yeah, that's the game for my opponent. Now it's time to see how my other teammates get on after this one, and see what we do there. Oh, and there we go, there's the Nerve Blast and the Ronnie Wristlocks that would have helped me out. And as you can see, I've just lost that game. As a team, the Mass Mutation player won. I obviously lost, and then the other player, the Worlds Collide player, lost too. So that one was 2-1. I'm pretty sure that the cuts are knockout, so that is our journey for KOTE 6 done. I believe we'll be playing in KOTE 7, so when we start playing that one, I'll get those videos up too. Thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the Forge be with you.